Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we help you determine what is fact and what is fiction as people are spreading misinformation about the coronavirus.
And we talked with officials at detention centers here in Kentucky who say they are restricting visitors in response to the spread of COVID-19.
And to our south, Tennessee investigators have new information on the remains found last week that they have now confirmed to be Evelyn Boswell.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
The time is now 6:34. Good morning and thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. I'm Lacey Roberts.
I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for, she said, tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. It is Thursday, March the 12th.
That's right. It's Thursday, and this is where we should be looking forward to some temperatures for the weekend, but today is a severe weather alert day, so it's going to be a little bit more intense than what we maybe hoped for. But after today, hopefully those temperatures, we still got that rain, but it'll calm down a little bit.
Fingers crossed. Brandon?
Exactly. Now, 27 years ago today, we were actually starting to track the blizzard of 93. But today, we're tracking possibilities for severe weather. Let's take a look and see what's going on this morning. Still fairly quiet as we head out the door. UVA-wise, though, you see the moon shining through those clouds. Not a good situation. Usually, it's like, hey, we love waking up with clear skies and sunshine. Not today, because that's just going to fuel thunderstorm development later on. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s. You can tell where the clouds are, and the clouds are not this morning, especially getting close to those lower 40s there. Irvine, Somerset, Monticello, Middlesboro, Jonesville there. Again, you get closer to those mid to upper 40s, maybe just a few clouds around. 12-hour planner, we will see temperatures climb quickly as we head into the afternoon hours. 70s are forecast high, could get a little bit better in spots, and storms will approach as we head toward the afternoon and evening hours. We'll track it all out for you here in just a little bit. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, many facts that government agencies and health-focused organizations are putting out.
And in Pike County, there's someone trying to cause some unnecessary fear. Connor James discussed a scam going around with the county's public health director.
Tuesday evening, Pike County's health department saw some posts circulating that they knew would cause trouble.
There were some scam alert text messages circulating in the community.
It says there's a confirmed case of COVID-19 in the county. It goes on to give you a link to click. That link is spam. As Pike County's public health director, Tammy Riley, says this text is fake and causes needless fear.
It is an unnecessary fear, and sad that an individual or individuals would do something like that and scare citizens that are already, concerned.
She adds that when there's a case, you'll be notified, but it won't be in a text like this.
When we do have confirmed cases, that information will be disseminated to the public from a known trusted source.
As for anyone with underlying fears, Riley says they're already focused on taking precautionary steps. There have been meetings focused on what steps need taken.
There are a variety of stakeholders and first-line healthcare providers and organizations that are preparing and planning for Pike County. So we want Pike County to know to remain calm and that we're ready.
And as that information unfolds, they say they will be transparent. In Pikeville, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
Now that text is actually being looked into by law enforcement, and we are told there's also a post going around Bell County spreading the same sort of misinformation.
A fake social media post is circulating in regards to school closings amid the COVID-19 outbreak in Kentucky. In the fake post you can see here, it appears Governor Andy Beshear has said schools will be closed starting Monday until further notice. That post has been shared hundreds of times, but was not actually put out by Governor Beshear. The Kentucky Department of Education issued a response on Twitter confirming that the information, was indeed fake and that the only illness-related school closing in place at the moment are for other things like the flu in specific counties. Now, they urge people to check that the information they are getting on the virus is from a trusted source.
Now, here at WYMT in Perry County, we received dozens of questions about a false claim that someone tested positive for COVID-19 in Hazard ARH. We want to let you know that we talked directly to hospital officials who told us they have no confirmed cases. We will keep you up to date if any coronavirus cases are confirmed in Eastern Kentucky. You can find the latest information over on WYMT.com.
Amid some of these concerns, one clinic here in Hazard created an area to isolate patients with viral-like symptoms. This area at Primary Care Center will be for patients who have a fever of 100.4, a cough and or shortness of breath. That is linked to several respiratory viruses. The staff here are suited to not put other patients at risk. There's an area for staff to shower and clean their clothes as well.
Those staff have on the proper protective equipment to prevent them from contracting a virus and also spreading it to another patient if they were to contract a virus. Makes it much easier to contain viral spread.
They do have some COVID-19 tests there and will use them for people who meet the criteria for testing. If someone does meet that, they will be asked to do a voluntary home quarantine while awaiting results.
And on Tuesday night, a person was brought to St. Clair Regional Medical Center in Broward County with possible COVID-19 symptoms. Staff at the hospital say it is normal for patients to come in during this time of year with respiratory symptoms. But out of an abundance of caution, they felt the symptoms could be related to the coronavirus. Dr. William Melhan says it is important for people to remain calm when dealing with the virus, as fear could make things worse.
My concern is that we don't say the things that fear drive us to saying, and that we just stay calm and we follow best practice. And in this case, it's really about hand washing and just common sense. I think the term we're using these days is social distancing. So, you know, if you guys want to give the Vulcan signal instead of a handshake, I'm fine with that. But we don't need to, you know, we don't need to be putting ourselves into complete isolation from each other.
That patient was taken to another medical center. The state health department is looking into the case, and as of right now, no determination is being made on whether or not that patient is suffering from the coronavirus.
Yesterday, Governor Beshear encouraged all Kentuckians to avoid large crowds and said he has suspended visitor access to all state prisons. Now, many county jails are following the lead and limiting visitors. The reasoning behind the move? Officials at jails in Woodford and Fayette counties tell us that they get anywhere from a few dozen to more than 100 visitors each day, putting a lot of people at risk since those in detention centers are in such close quarters.
They eat together, you know, they sleep in the same area, they use, you know, some of the same restrooms and showers. So that's why we're doing this out of safety. So this is our visitation area here. So you could see that even though we don't have direct contact with the inmate population, there still is the ability for it to be spread because there's air gaps around the window.
Additional measures are being taken. Inmates are being screened for fever and are learning proper hand washing techniques. Visitation policies are also restricted at some eastern Kentucky jails. We are trying to gather more information on those for you.
And administrators at Big Sandy Region Detention Center have decided to suspend all visitation. They also will close the lobby to all but essential personnel. Commissary deposits can be made online. Anyone with questions can call 606-297-5245.
Tennessee investigators confirm remains found in an outbuilding last week are 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell's. Authorities did not say how the toddler died. Evelyn was last seen in December, but she was not reported missing until February. That's when an Amber Alert was issued. Since then, her mother and grandmother have been arrested, but so far no one has been charged in her death. Authorities say hundreds of tips eventually led them to property owned by the little girl's family. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says the case is still open. Well, for minors in the Black Jewel saga, there has been some big developments surrounding a class action lawsuit. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf says the legal team they put together has achieved a settlement. As of now, that is sealed and awaiting the judge's approval. There is a meeting scheduled for next Tuesday in Cumberland for the minors. Attorneys say they hope to see the settlement unsealed before that meeting so they can provide more details.
We continue to track a possible severe weather event coming into play later tonight, and you'll see most of the mountains under that slight risk, the yellow coloring there, which is 2 out of 5. Parts of our eastern counties under a marginal risk, which is 1 out of 5. So everybody in the mountains under some sort of severe risk. And you take a look back out toward western Kentucky, south central Kentucky, northeast Tennessee there, middle Tennessee, and then even back towards southern Indiana under a enhanced risk for severe weather, which is a 3 out of 5. So keeping an eye eye on our west today, but we're also keeping an eye on ourselves. But this morning, Pikeville Medical Center camera all quiet as you head out the door. No major issues there. We're also taking a look at Stonecrest camera, and this is what worries me. Of course, it's dark. You can't see much, but this right here you can see. That's the moon, and it's peeking through the clouds. That means clear skies for the most part this morning. So again, sunshine will be around, and that could help fire these storms up later on today. Could give them some fuel. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s right now, heading toward about 70 later today. Out the door forecast dry for now. Clouds will start to increase, and then we'll see some sunshine early, and then those showers and storms will develop as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. Guys?
Thank you, Brandon. And as always, thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning.
Here's a look at what's ahead. The race to become the Democratic nominee is still on, despite a strong showing from former Vice President Joe Biden in Tuesday's primaries.